Okay, thank you and welcome everybody. Thank you so much. Now, I think without further ado, I would like to start the session. This is our ACE 30-minute training series, which earlier before Raya, I was doing it like every week, I think 3 times a week or something. I was doing it very, very frequently. But after Raya, I have slowed down, but I've continued. Today is the first after Raya, and we are going to do it every 2 weeks once, every fortnight. I'm looking at this day, Thursday night. All right. If the timing is not so good, later I might consider, but let's see how it goes. All right. Thank you very much. And what is the purpose of this ACE training 30-minute series of training? Okay. Now, there are a couple of things. Firstly, I thought it would be good to just make available some short trainings. Okay, as you all know, we all have tuition for children, all right? Similarly, I know there are many adults who want to go for training, but maybe they don't afford the time or they have to wait for the company to send them for training. So in that case, I thought, hey, sometimes, and you can just, if you can like my page, we will keep you updated with a lot of other training as well, all right? Okay, so kind of a person is one type of leader, but there are different types of leaders. I've had a scenario where people have come and told me the person will be treating everybody in a very harsh manner, will be shouting, will be scolding. I was formerly in a factory, and in factory, sometimes all kinds of words fly. Does a leader have a right to do those things? Does he have to do those things? Okay, those are some of the questions that come. Sad to say, some people are still holding on to the old school of thoughts. All right. Now, let me just carry on with my presentation for today, and I'm going to share a couple of things what a leader should be. All right. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, can you all see everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. The first thing, if you say, first of all, whatever I'm sharing today is based on John Maxwell's 5 levels of leadership. Okay, John Maxwell. One of the questions that I had always been having in my mind is, how do I know I'm becoming a better leader? Ever since I started working as in a factory, that was one question I always had in my mind. I'm sure many of you will have the question, how do I know I'm a better leader? How do I know I'm getting better? This model answered my question. When I saw this, I said, hey, I've got something I can measure it. You see, guys, human beings, they grow in 4 dimensions, okay? If you're taller, you know when you are growing, you know you're growing when you become taller, when you become heavier, all right? Those, and spiritually and all that, you grow. But in leadership, how do I know I'm becoming better and better leader? So 5 levels, I'm going to take you through. Now, the first level basically is going to be about, it's called position. All right. Now, let me share with you. When I started in the factory, I was a fresh graduate from University Malaya, mathematics. All right. I was so proud of it. And when I went into the company, I got the title called QA engineer. A job that I was dreaming about. I was really dreaming to be a QA engineer. I became one. All right. And the moment I got the title, I became a leader by appointment, if you notice. This kind of position is gained by appointment. And I told myself, wow, I have arrived. And, you know, I used to walk around with the air, you know, and say, hey, you know, wow, I'm the QA engineer here. Nobody can play the fool with me. I wore a very big shoe. But the question that we need to ask in the first one is, hey, wait a minute. Do you have what it takes for this title? Are you doing justice to the title? I remember going to a client's place and the client used to ask my colleague, who's that lady? Yeah? She looks like a little girl. Even in terms of dressing, the way we carry ourselves, are we doing justice to the title? This, we can consider it as a position level. Many people take up the position. They become president of associations. They become manager of a department. But the question is, are you living up to the title? All right. It can be in terms of dressing. It can be in terms of your skills. It can be in terms of your appearance. It can be anything. All these things, if we want to be a leader, we need to focus and do that. Okay. Otherwise, your influence, if you take away the title, you will not have any impact. All right. So I love this because it was a wake-up call for me. I would appreciate if everyone could mute yourselves. Yeah. Okay. Now, I love this because this was a big wake-up call for me. It told me, hey, wait a minute. Can you all hear me? Can I? I told myself, I know, Maria, you got the title, but are you fit for that? The shoe, I need to fill up the shoe. And that's when we need to start going into improving ourselves from various aspects. Okay, so this is called the entry level and level 1. So to improve ourselves in level 1, we need to really up ourselves in terms of skills, dressing, and all those things. Okay. Now, another dimension, how would you know that, hey, I'm becoming better and better leader? Another dimension would be the level 2, and that is called permission. Okay, it's not moving. Yeah, permission. All right. Now, the permission is basically about, if you want to ask questions, it will be number 1. Do you have followers? Do you have people going for you, supporting you? And another thing that you have to ask here is, hey, are you investing time to build relationships? If nobody likes you, nobody wants to follow you, then that particular dimension is weak. And for permission, to grow, relationship does not build by itself. We have to realize that. Relationship does not build by itself. We need to invest time. Sometimes in real life, in tempat kerja, they will be focusing so much on the results that they overlook the people. It's very rarely we see people spending time with employees to build a relationship. Okay. Now, this is one aspect. I want to recall one scenario. Let me stop sharing for a while. I would like to look at you all for a while. Okay. I'll share again later. One thing, no faces here. Everybody is all muted their camera. All right, muted. Okay, I must share one thing with you. When I was in the factory was a good environment for leadership training, honestly. And when I was there, one of my staff, she told me one day, I happened to ask her, hey, what do you think about my leadership? And she said, oh, Miss Maria, you're very good. Only one thing she told me, she told me 3 things. Okay. But the one thing that she told me is, she said, Miss Maria, we feel like we are your stepchildren. In Malay, if you say, kita rasa macam dia anak tirikan. I say, ayo Mak, what is anak tirikan? I was wondering. And she told me, we hardly get to see you. The production manager is always on the floor, chit-chatting with the employees, chatting with them. But Maria, we hardly see you. When you walk into the production floor, the first thing they will ask each other, is there any problem? How come Maria is here? So guys, don't leave it. If you are a leader, if you are having any organization, you need to show yourself to the people as much as possible. Okay, so that is the permission. And remember, relationship doesn't build by itself. You have to invest. I put a calendar here if you notice. Yeah, why calendar? Just to chit chat with your staff. Please schedule the time. Chit chat, schedule your chit chat. Don't talk about work. Have a teh tarik. Once a week, you see one person. Some of you may be having a multi-level marketing business. It's all about people. You need to be in touch with them. All right? So people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Get to know them. All right? So this is the permission part. All right? The level 2. So the more followers you have, the more you're building time with people, the more your leadership is, your second dimension of leadership is becoming better. All right. Now I move on to the third one. The level 3 is production. Now I was quite surprised when the poll just now, production are results. Production is all about results. I was surprised it's 0 there just now. But in real life, honestly, of course, production is important, but the others are also important. Over here, the key questions that I think we need to ask is, number 1, are we meeting? Actually, I don't want to talk about meeting. Are we exceeding targets and goals? Anybody can meet. Leave alone not meeting. We're not talking about that. But as a leader, we are not only supposed to meet, but exceed. Do you have systems in place? Some leaders, they are there for 15, 20 years. The same thing the company said, there's nothing that you move differently. So how would you reflect as a leader, all right? So you need to put in systems. You need to come up with ideas. As a leader, you need to draw from people, and also you need to do. And my strong thing is breaking away from norms. I love this. Don't just go with what people have already said. Is there something new you can do? Can you, I must share this, I think some of my friends here will remember, will agree with this. There was this NGO when I went, 87-year-old NGO, hardly any women in the NGO. It takes one leader sometimes. Pardon me, my experiences are what I have to share with you, all right? When I went there, I told them, 87 years, and there's hardly any women in the committee. And I told them, I will make sure the next term we have 5 women in the committee out of 18 people, 18 total. People were laughing at me, but I said, no, I would. And I think some of my friends here will agree. The following term, we had 5 people in the council, 5 women in the council in 87 years of history. So a leader must be able to see something that other people cannot see, must be able to set goals that other people may think as impossible, but we must go ahead. And secondly, put in systems, new ideas. So on level 3, the more you start doing this, only then we will start seeing beautiful results. And sometimes you will notice that if level 2 is good and level 3 comes in place, superb. You will start seeing synergy taking place. You will see you'll be having breakthrough results. Of course, come to troubleshooting as well. Yeah. Any questions? Y'all can hear me? Yeah. I'm moving on. Yeah. The 4th level, another dimension. So the first dimension was about yourself, the position, your making yourself complete your skills. The second one is about people, managing people, building relationship. Okay, the third one is about results, and the 4th one is about people development. Now, if you alone only grow, your people are not growing. Your level 4 is terbantot, or is not growing. Your level 4 is not growing. Here, the important questions you need to ask: are your people improving and learning new skills? Now, I'm not talking about promotion here, people development. Maybe you should have an inventory. Salma came in. When she came in, she could only do some writing. Now, over 3 years, she can do computer, she can speak English, she can write report. So, as their skills improve, it's actually a reflection of your leadership. The more people can do things under you, the more you are a better leader. That's why delegation is very, very key for people development. Okay. And another important thing, can you go for holiday without worrying about what's happening at work? The day you can do this, that means your level 4 is getting stronger. But if you notice people, every single thing, they keep coming back and asking you, that means your level 4 is weak. You need to do what it takes to build a level 4. Okay, as you can see, success without a successor is failure. Okay, and it's your main responsibility to grow people. Another, we call this as reproduction as well. Okay, reproduction, reproduce. Okay, not the biological reproduction. Okay. All right, and the last one, the 5th level. Okay, pinnacle. Is everything okay? Yeah. Okay, the 5th dimension is pinnacle, or we can also call it as personhood. Now, this is all about respect. And the respect I'm talking about is not you go and demand or we demand, but somehow, somewhere in the corner, people are looking at us. They are secretly admiring us for certain characters that we have. Can we please mute everyone? Shafika, help me with the muting, yeah? Okay, so this pinnacle is about, are people secretly mirroring you, mirroring your habits, following your ways? Ah, that means we are getting the respect from people. Are you, another one more important part is integrity. Are we walking the talk? We ask people to be punctual. Are we being punctual? Are we, is there integrity in us? All these are comes under pinnacle. Okay, the key characteristic here is respect, and only others can place yourself on this pinnacle or personhood level. This is the fifth one. Okay, so guys, I've covered 5 levels. So let me just repeat. The first one is about position. It's about doing justice to the title, improving yourself continuously. Important aspect is mindset. Don't have mechanic mindset. Mechanic mindset means you're a mechanic, you go and open up a business, but you never have the entrepreneur mindset. You're still being a mechanic. Don't be an employee. You need to change your mindset as well. It comes under the position. Permission. The way you talk is so important when you build relationship. I see leaders throwing words like anything. Sometimes all kind, and sometimes they become very reprimanding. I have in my NGO meetings sometimes, you know, when we do in NGO, so many NGOs I'm actually in it, you know, they just throw words, they just shout at everybody. What right have we got, right? The third one, production, is about achieving superb result, extraordinary results. If you're going to be a mediocre, then you don't have to put in so many systems, but it calls for that. Level 4, people development. Monitor, look into your detailed people's growth, right? And check and take pride in that. And the next one is pinnacle. It's about respect, getting the respect from others, earning the respect. People will be talking about you. People will be talking about what you have done. You may not be there, but they will say, hey, this person has done this person has done that, leaving a legacy behind. And this is level. All right. Now, how I promised you in the beginning that I'm going to help you to measure. How am I going to do that? Now, what you can do, this is called a radar chart. Okay, a radar chart. And in radar chart, I put the 5 here, like position, permission, production, people development, and pinnacle. What you can do, how you can measure, these are all scales. You can have like 5 mark, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever. You can have the your charts, your scale. For each level, you need to identify about 3 or 4 or 5 behaviors. Keep it consistent. If you identify 5 behaviors for position, 5 behaviors for permission, 5 everything, and you have a checklist to check which one you are becoming better. You check every now and then. You be aware of which is your weak one, which is your good one, and you can draw your radar chart. Maybe now, 3 months later or 2 months later, you can see whether your radar, your scale has expanded or not. All right. Okay. So guys, in this short 30 minutes that I've had, I think what I've shared, I hope it helps. I'm going to open up for questions now. I'm sure you may be having some questions. Please, I will much appreciate if you could show yourselves now and ask, have an open question. Just say it out. Feel free, and let's see whether I can take some questions from you. Anyone? Please, would you mind showing your faces? I would love to take a look at your faces. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Any questions? Feel free. Feel free to ask me any questions.
Nothing there.
Sorry? You can unmute yourself. Just unmute yourself, introduce yourself, and we can just take a few questions. Anyone? No question.
Can you give examples of the behaviors they mentioned just now?
Great, definitely. That's a great question. Now, let's say, for example, position. For position, number 1 is dressing. Am I dressing, if I'm a QA engineer, am I dressing like a QA engineer? Number 2, my speaking skills, communication. Do I have the good communication? So you can make a checklist, just about 5. Let's say for permission, could be like, am I spending time with my extra teh-tarik time with my staff? Number 1. Number 2, am I like sort of going to the floor every now and then, rather than sitting in my office, I'm at least going to the production floor and mingling with the staff about one day at least 2-3 times and scheduling it. Can you see what I mean? So these are the competencies. Production could be I'm putting in new ideas and systems. I achieve target which is beyond the normal target. So, and people development is what are the areas? So something like that. So you need to identify the behaviors. All right. I hope that helps. Just take about 5. But if you have 5, you make it consistent 5 for all. All right. And then you tick along. Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you so much for the question. No, Tamaria, there. Thank you. Anybody else? Any questions? I must share while waiting for questions. I want to share one more thing. You know, I told you the factory is a fantastic area. I had another one more guy. He was a production manager. If he sees my thing, he will know what I'm talking about him. You know, one day in my company, one of the plant manager was telling me, Maria, you have 10 QA, 20 QA operators under you. Can you please recommend 2 of your best QA operators, he said. And to the production manager, he said, could you please introduce to me, get me the names of 10 operators. Immediately, that person, he said, okay, boss. And he sat down in the conference room and sat down and started listing the names. Thinking and listing. And I was there, I was thinking, why this guy, what is this guy writing? And I went up thinking and wondering, oh my God, out of my 20 operators, QA operators, who are my best 2? I was cracking my head. For me, I said, everybody is good. But you know what happened? 1 hour later, when we went and saw our boss, when he presented, I let him present first. You know how he presented, guys? This was an eye-opener for me. He passed the list to the boss, and he said, boss, the first person, her name is Salma. Her quality is excellent. How many statistics? He quote the number. The second person, her quality is good. Her productivity is good. The third person, attendance is good. He started giving a history of each and every staff that he mentioned. I looked at him and I panicked. I said, oh my God, I know I got 2 best, but what are they good at? And I quickly just took the paper. I said, yeah, boss, here's the paper. And I just went out. But I reflected on that scenario. And I told myself, how can that guy who has 350 operators reporting to him, he can tell exactly in detail about each and every person, and why can't I? And that's when I put together what my other staff told me. Maria, you're not spending much time in the line with us. We hardly get to see you. And that's when I said, we need to spend time with the staff here and there. All right? So that's just some experience which I think has taught me a lot of lessons. And I think these are the important things. How many of you here have leaders of NGOs? Leaders of NGOs. Yes, good. Okay. Now, women leaders, NGOs, I know that can be very, 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 very challenging. Yes, I know. Okay, Vanita, Nawa, yeah, thank you. I have men telling, sorry, I've got nothing against men, but some of the time men say, Maria, why every time women get together got problem? It's not that women got problem, all right? It's just most important is, I think, we women, I always tell, think like a woman, act like a man when it comes to leadership. What do I mean by think like a woman, act like a man? Act like a man means don't get too emotional when it comes to one thing I noticed about men in NGOs and all that, yeah, even in working places, they will argue to the core in the meeting room. The moment the meeting is over, hey, come, let's go for some drinks, or let's go and take a rate or whatever. And they will just move on. Unlike ladies, they will hold it in their heart. They will hold it for years. It happens. I'm not generalizing, but these are based on experiences. So my suggestion is, recognize that anywhere you go, these things are there. It's not only in NGOs, and believe me, it's not only among women, among men also are there. Okay, so let's not put this, just move on. You need to be strong, chakal, leaders, women leaders. Okay, all right, I would like to take more questions, please. Any questions? Any questions? Yes, Vanita, please unmute yourself. Yes,
I want to know deeply from you on the 5 level pinnacle, the third point, only others can place yourself on the personal good level. So Can you deeply discuss it?
Come again, Vanita. You were saying only the fifth one people can place you. Is that what you're saying? Is that your question?
My question is fifth level,
Mhm.
third point.
Oh, okay. Fifth level. What is the third point? Could you please read to me for a while?
Yeah. Only others can place yourself on the personhood level.
Okay. Personhood.
Level 5, third point.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, personhood is the old word in this model, the 5-level model. Earlier, they used to use personhood, but now it has been replaced with the word pinnacle. All right. Now, what we mean by that is sometimes people go around telling, you know, I'm a good leader, I'm a good leader. The respect is not for you or for us to boast about, but people at the back will be talking and sharing. People will be saying, hey, this person is a good leader and all that. That is what it meant. Other people will come and tell you, other people will praise you. It's not for you to blow your own trumpet. That's what it's meant by that. Yeah?
Thank you.
All right. And you may not see it, but people are respecting you, people are admiring you. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. You may not even be able to see it sometimes. Okay? But you can measure for yourself by telling, okay, I want to be punctual. I tell something, I must meet up that kind of measures you can have for yourself. The behavioral, yeah. Okay, thank you very much for the question. All right, anybody else? Any other questions you have? Tanyalah soalan, bawah ni. Gimana?
Yeah.
Yes, Puan Raini. Thanks for coming, joining us.
Just now, during the introduction, you asked what is the a leader, or what characteristic, or how he or she should be.
Yep.
What is the answer? Because you have given the results of our participants' votes.
The poll.
Is there any correct answer to it? Or
okay, thank you so much, Juan. You see, after going through these 5 levels, if you notice, all those questions, all the 5 areas are equally important. I know I'm not being fair because I asked you to choose only one. Am I correct? I asked you to choose one because I just wanted to see which one you think is the most important. But the point that I would like to emphasize here is, for a leader, all the 5 areas, the 5 questions, if you notice, it relates to personhood, position, permission, production, people development, and personhood. All 5 must grow for a leader. All the 5 areas we have to grow. Of course, in leadership, it's so wide. Another area is the leadership style. The movie which I couldn't show you just now was The Devil Wears Prada. That lady had her own different style. That's another leadership style. But a good one would be, based on my experience, we must be able to change the style according to the different types of people, because our ultimate objective is to get the best out of even the worst people. To get the best even out of the worst person. It's all in how we change our approach to handle that person. It can be a challenge. Sometimes we don't have to beat ourselves up. We can do our best. And at one point of time, when we have given up, we can say, okay, I've at least tried my best. So I hope I answer your question, Raini. Yeah?
Yeah, because some people, it has perhaps a conditional, the way they act with different groups of people differently. And as you mentioned, you pointed out in the factory, there are many different levels of employees or workers. And some you probably, or most of the time, you have to treat them very well. But there are instances that for those who really cannot follow rules, maybe you have to be stern and a bit hard on them.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Yes,
That's what
I do agree. We cannot be so soft all the time, for sure. But I always advocate assertiveness as opposed to aggressiveness. But I know sometimes we are human beings. It just comes out. Even the aggressiveness comes out. But I always tell people, you don't have to be a saint. But let's say last time we shout 10 times. Everything jerit-jerit 10 kali. But at least now, are we seeing improvement? I still shout. I still use words, for example, but maybe now only 2 times. So improvement is taking place. But I tell them, make it the last resort. It comes with practice. Yes. Oh my God. I used to be a tyrant. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nguyen, for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Some people who are, one important thing I would say for leadership is self-reflection. Sometimes it's very hard for us to get feedback from people. When people share feedback, we get very hostile. But I think we need to learn how to accept it. Even now, it's not easy, but once we reflect, that's when changes will take place. Okay, and model ourselves against the best. And I would like to conclude the session with one thing. In any organization, leaders are only 5 or 10% of the entire workforce. Leaders, those in leadership position, be it supervisor, lead, anything, they are only 5 to 10% of the entire workforce. That means leadership is a calling. Leadership is a calling. Not everybody gets a chance to become leader. So those who become a leader, we have every responsibility to do something before we leave that position. And secondly, it's our responsibility, and whether you like it or not, people will look at you. People will follow you. Sometimes you do the bad, also people will follow the bad. So it's so important for us to set the right example. Right? So I think it's a calling, and let's take it seriously, because sometimes people will say, oh, Maria, you know, I want to go and improve the gangster there. I want to eradicate gangsterism. I say, hello, my friend, no need now. You don't need to go and eradicate gangsterism. Just make sure wherever you are, you don't create gangsters around you. Sometimes the way we behave, other people can become gangsters. Am I correct? Don't want that. So just take care of our own self and do the best so that people can emulate. All right? So that's all about it. Any other question? Any one last question, anybody? If no any questions, then I would like to share something. Just allow me to just share one important thing. Okay, guys, just to let you know, I will be doing this program every fortnight. There will be other topics which are coming by. If some of you have not joined my Telegram group, I would like to encourage you to join the Telegram group, because I will be posting the recording or all these into that group. Okay, so you can access all the other materials. That's number one. Number two, I'm actually doing some short programs. I call it as the training capsule. All right, these are 2-hour programs which I have scheduled it throughout July. I may be doing it later, but I will run whichever has got at least 15 people, then I would run the topic. I would strongly encourage, if you all want to know more about the leadership, more specific into behaviors, competencies on the leader, that's on the 20th of July, okay? And this one, I will post it in the group, and I've also posted it in the FB. It's only 50 ringgit, so you all feel free. If you're interested, please register for this program, all right? And any other programs as well, feel free. Now, another important thing I want to share with you, I have opened up a training Facebook group. Okay, training Facebook is called My Training Hub. My Training Hub. I haven't launched it yet, but I've already done. I'm parking a lot of materials there. It can be these videos. It can be some of my posts in LinkedIn, in FB, all articles by topic. I have opened it up by topic. And I would like to invite you to be a part of the Facebook group. It's by invitation. There are some questions for you to answer, and you can go in. So if you come into my Telegram group, I will give you the link, and you just go into the link. You can have access to any of the materials, or just update yourself from time to time. No need to pay anything. It's for free. To build the group. Okay, it's called My Training Hub. I'll post it into the Telegram group, and later you all can come into the Facebook group. These are some kind of training that I would like to make available for anybody who want to upgrade yourself, improve yourself from time to time. Just feel free, access whatever you want and learn. All right. So guys, I think that's all I have. Any questions, anybody? Any other questions? All right. Okay, no other questions. Can you all show yourself a little bit? We will do one print screen, Nakawan. You see all the faces, we do one print screen a little bit. All the pretty faces, I'll be proud to have you. And please, Kawan, please go and like my Ace Business Services Facebook, okay? You can also like my Maria Rufina. These two very easy. Okay. All right. Shafika, show yourself, Shafika. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. Yes. Let's wait for a few more people. Thank you. I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm streaming live on FB. Afterwards, I'll go and check it out. Thank you so much. Please be aware. I will keep posting. If you're in the Telegram group, you will easily get the information very fast. 2 weeks later, I'm going to put a topic. It's going to be on how to write email properly. I'm not talking about email writing and all those things, to and all that. No, it's going a little bit of how to have proper intonation on the email and all that. Many people are very oblivious to this. I would like to encourage you to join that. 2 weeks later, I'll post all the information. Okay. And now we do a print screen smile. You're on candid camera. I hope my screen. Okay, guys. I think I got it. All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. If any of you have any other questions, you can stay on. I'll still be here. If you have any questions, you can just, those who have finished, if you want to leave, feel free. And I hope to see you again another time. Please don't forget, like my FB, Ace Business, like my page, and also come into the Telegram group. I'll give you the link for the Facebook My Training Hub. All right. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to stay on. I can take more questions.
All right. Thank you very much,
Maria.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Vasanti, Vanita. Thanks for joining. Bring more friends, Vanita, next time. I want to see more people from India here. All right. Kalyamal, thanks for coming. Hema, Muni, Shobha, Kamaria, Magis, BP, thank you. HH, there's somebody here. Rosmawati, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. All right. Anyone has any question? Maybe you're shy to ask questions just now. You can ask it now.
It's my pleasure to be a part of this session. Thank you so much for inviting me in this session, Dr. Maria.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you so much for joining. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Any question? Maybe anybody want to secretly ask me any questions? No questions? Okay, if you all are done, you all can actually leave the room if you all want to. You can just leave, you put leave there, you can excuse yourself. Okay. Shafika, we always did not have much luck with the videos, kan?
Yeah.
I think I should stop screening the FB live. Okay, Facebook, I'm going to stop live stream. Okay. Okay, good. All right, anybody else? Any other questions? Rosma, thank you for coming. Okay, so it looks like no, there are no any other questions. Shafika, thank you so much, my dear. 2 weeks later, we'll have another session. Yeah?
Sure.
All
Waiting
right.
for that.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Bye, Vanita. Magis, Rosma. All right.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you.